Here with us now, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Doug Ollivant, Senior Fellow with the Foreign Policy Research Institute of National Security Program and former International Security of Council Director for Iraq. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today. Here's what the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar said in a statement. This proposal builds on areas of agreement over the past week and bridges remaining gaps in the manner that allows for a swift implementation of the deal. These words sound great, but how encouraging is this development? And how could the ceasefire start before all the details are even settled, like the exchange of hostages?
Right. Details have to be settled. As your setup piece said, I can see a world in which we have some type of hostage exchange, even though there's not a ceasefire. I remain deeply pessimistic about the possibility of a ceasefire, at least in the short term. Look, the United States wants a ceasefire. The Qataris clearly want a ceasefire. The Egyptians clearly want a ceasefire. Maybe even the Iranians want a ceasefire. But I don't see any indication that the Israelis and Hamas, the two parties that are actually in the fight, either really want a ceasefire. And even if they do want a ceasefire, that's wonderful at the theoretical level. Then there's all the devils in the details. Can you get to a mutually agreed set of conditions to implement a ceasefire, assuming both sides want it? I'm just not sure we're there yet. And while we've got the CIA director Burns is there, he's our A-list diplomat. But even having him there, I'm not confident we get there.
Lieutenant Colonel, according to the statement, some of the key details, to your point, they still need to be addressed. And these are major factors: how to implement the deal's humanitarian provisions, specifics on the exchange of hostages for detainees, like we just mentioned. They seem like major issues here, don't they? How do you move forward with such question marks when it comes to the ceasefire?
Yeah, again, these are huge points. If both sides really want this to happen, they'll find a way to work through them. But if you don't have willpower on both sides, and with Hamas, with the Israeli government, if they don't really want this to happen, then of course, these are very convenient reasons to just say, well, we just couldn't work this out, and therefore we're not going to have this ceasefire, when in fact you never wanted it in the first place. If they really want it, they'll get there. But I'm not convinced they really want it.
What do you make of Secretary of State Antony Blinken heading to Israel tomorrow?
Well, he's going there to try to convince the Israeli government that this is in their interest, that they need to do this. Unfortunately, sovereign governments usually are pretty self-contained in determining what their interests are. We're not very fond of listening to other countries tell us what our national interest is. So I'm not sure that's going to get the Israelis very far off what they see as their rational interests in the region. And to date, that hasn't included a ceasefire.
The world has been waiting to see how Iran is going to respond to the assassination of a Hamas leader last month. Could Blinken's presence in Israel deter an attack, in your opinion?
Possibly. If I'm the Iranians, I might. It's not like he's going to set up residence in Israel. He'll be there for a few days. If I were the Iranians and I were planning a response, I would probably wait until the U.S. Secretary of State leaves the country, just to have that one little, burr off the table. So, yeah, I think it's likely that we won't see that while he's there.
What's your understanding of why Iran has yet to take action? Are they waiting to see how these ceasefire talks play out?
I'm honestly baffled by that. I don't know why the Iranians have yet to implement their off-stated retaliation for the assassination of this Hamas leader in their capital. Deeply embarrassing to them. I don't know why they haven't done it. I'm honestly confused.
These talks are being called last chance, make or break to reach a ceasefire deal. Here's what a family member of one of the hostages had to say, Lieutenant Colonel.
If something happened in the Middle East, more war with Iran and Lebanon and Hezbollah, all the hostages might be neglected aside. So it might be the last chance to bring them alive, whoever's still alive, and we must push everyone to get to this agreement and bring them back.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.